In this video, we're going to find the derivative of a function using the limit as h approaches 0 with f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. First, we're going to review with how we came up with this, and to do that, so we have a graph here. The derivative is the slope of a curved line, and you have 2 points. If you recall, to find the slope of a line is y minus y1 divided by x minus x1. I just want to mention this, knowing how this is derived is important. If you're anything like me, when an exam comes, if you forget, you can always prove it to yourself. If you forget the equation, or if you can't remember, if the x goes first, the x plus h, or anything like that. So we're gonna call this point here x. So that would make this point x plus h. You're adding the distance there. Your y values are going to be f of x, and similar to that, this value is going to be f of x plus h. Alright, so that's one point, and this is another point. So like I mentioned, we're looking for the slope here. What we're going to do is we're just going to plug this in. Your y value is going to be f of x plus h minus the f of x. That's going to give you your vertical over, do the same on the bottom, x plus h minus x. Well, you'll see that you have a negative x and a positive x, so they're going to go ahead and cancel out. What you're left with is what we have at the top. Your limit as h approaches 0, f of x plus h minus f of x over h. Now we're going to do an example. So we're going to find the derivative of f of x equals 12 plus 7x. Using the limit as h approaches 0. And then we're going to plug in these terms. We're going to have the h on the bottom. The top is going to be 12 plus 7 x plus h minus 12 plus 7x. I'll put that in the parentheses so we don't mix up that minus. Now we're going to simplify the top here. Distribute that. Minus 12x. Now, at this point, we have some terms that are going to cancel out. made a mistake here. This x was not supposed to be here. It was just 12. So you have what's remaining is, okay, I made 2 mistakes here. When I distributed, I did an x. It should have been a 7x and a 7h. So what I have remaining, 7h over h. And these will cancel out. So the derivative is going to be equal to 7. This is the first example. I have one more example here. Let's see. We're going to find the derivative again. F of x (3) divided by 4x. So looking for the derivative. And we're gonna, like the previous problem, we're gonna plug this in to the limit h approaches 0. It's all over h. I have here we have, okay, this problem's a little more complicated, so you have to kind of come up with a way to eliminate some of these terms. But I'm going to use the common denominator. I'm going to come up with a common denominator for the top here. So in order to do that, we're going to multiply this side by x. Okay. And over here, we're going to multiply, let's do x plus h. Alright, and that'll give us the common denominator. What we end up with here is, let's see, the next step, you're going to have 3x. Well, let's write this out. Limit x equals to 0. The bottom is going to remain the same. We're going to have, let's see, 3x minus 3x plus h over, put this bottom together, 4x x plus h. Alright, let me double check this. Let's see. Okay, so we have some stuff we can eliminate here. If this will be distributed, right? So you're going to end up with a positive 3x and a negative 3x. That will end up canceling out. So you're going to have, this is going to be a 3h. Okay. So for our next step, we're going to end up with, we're just going to have the 3h all over 4x plus x plus h. Times x plus h. Okay. For our next step, let's see if I can keep this in here. Let's see, I'll just move it up like that. Now, how are we going to get rid of this? So h is the same as h over 1, right? And when you have a fraction on top of a fraction, you can multiply by the reciprocal. So you have the limit as h approaches 0. And what that's going to do for us is we're going to have 3h over x plus h times the reciprocal of that's going to be 1 over h. Right? Therefore, we have these h's that can cancel out. Okay, I've noticed an error. While I'm at this point, let me go back here and fix this. When I distributed that, this should have been a negative. Okay, now everything is correct. What we have left here is the limit. As h approaches 0, negative 3 divided by 4 x times x plus h. We only have one h left, and we know that h approaches 0, so we can plug that in. We have, so what we have left is negative 3 over 4x plus 0, which is equal to negative 3. That's 4x squared. That's going to be your derivative. There you go. Hopefully these two examples will be helpful. That's all. Thank you, and good luck on your exam.